Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, so for those that have been following us for a while, especially on our previous social pages, uh, this is a car that has come in, I think about a year or two ago, and basically as a shell, we got it with a Zender kit on, so it's not replicating a M3, but this here is the Zender kit that was put on. Um, yeah, it is a different look to what we normally see with the ISs and the triple threes. But anyway, you'll see the outcome of this car and you'll see the finish off on it, right? So we are going to go through a wheel change on the car. We're going to maintain the same color, but I think we're going to sticker bomb the vehicle. This guy here is actually running a E46 M3 motor. So we've got the donor car over here, and we were trying to plan what motor to go with in the vehicle and so on like that. And at that point in time, we managed to find an E46. So it was an SMG model. We were able to start the car, let it idle, and so on like that. The car was just badly neglected, and I think it had a lot of wiring issues. Because when we pull the dashboard apart, and we could see that the rats ate quite a bit of the wiring underneath the dash and towards the carpet and so on like that. So what we decided was to take that setup and run it into this car here. And we're gonna run it with the SMG box. So we're gonna keep it SMG. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take you guys through what we're gonna do with the vehicle. But briefly, quickly, so the motor and box is already in the car, right? We've placed this here in about 2 years ago, and then we've left the car on the side and we carried on with other cars for the same client. We're not going to complete the car as such, right? What we're going to do is we're going to leave the motor and box in place. Obviously, we're going to get the prop done, we're going to get the suspension done, the lights and that will come on. We're going to get a dash in place, so we're going to do a reskin dash in it. We're going to do reskinned center console and handbrake console. Then obviously I've got to try and incorporate the SMG lever into that console. We're gonna pad the car up. We're gonna soundproof and deaden the car. We're gonna run normal carpet in the car with a semi-roll cage. So it's not gonna be a full-on roll cage, but we're gonna run a semi-roll cage, no back seats in there. We're gonna run a cross brace at the back. We're not gonna run your average Recaro seats or sport seats that we normally find in the ISs and in the trucks and in the other sport models. We're gonna look for a specific Recaro seat for it, right? So we're gonna look at something that's maybe period correct. It's not gonna be a race seat as such, but it's gonna be something that looks nice to it. Dump the door cards on, obviously get the windows and sunroof and everything else operational. But that's the look and feel that we're going with this vehicle. As for rim for now, I'm not sure what we're gonna put on or what we're gonna run on it, but this is gonna be something nice to do. So quickly, we brought the car back in to the shop. We're just gonna get the tie rod ends and rack ends sorted out, so we got some steering. Then the car is gonna go through to our guys at SSR. They're moving names over now to SSR, or they're doing a transition over to SSR. They're normally known as Powerflow Randburg. So car is going over to Sanjeev at SSR. What he's gonna do is he's gonna do a full exhaust system for us. We're gonna run the same branch. We're gonna maintain the O2 sensors on the branches. We're gonna run a standard ECU in place here, and we're gonna try and also dress the engine bay up more of an OEM style as to a custom style. So this is gonna be like a resto mod type of build, and then SSR is gonna do the roll cage for us as well. So the roll cage is not MSA approved. It's nothing. Um, it's nothing sport approved. It's more for aesthetics. It's to have the whole look and feel of the vehicle, right? To give the whole the car a whole different look and feel, and more for sporty track look and feel. So let me take you through quickly of what's done on the engine bay. With regards to fuel tank, we're going to maintain before I get to the engine bay, we're going to maintain the fuel tank in the car. We're going to run the reserve tank, so everything should run the way it will. It came out from the factory. We're not going to run external cells. We don't need to do that. The pedals, we're still going to figure that out. So what we're going to do is I might try and incorporate the E46 cluster in the E30 dash as well, right? So it's either we're going to do that, or what we're going to do is we're going to try and get a shift. So it's not going to be a shift light, it's going to be a shift indicator. So what will happen is you'll see, if you're in first gear, for example, it'll indicate to you that you are in first gear. So like it is on the SMG cluster, but If we don't incorporate the SMG cluster, we will use the E30 cluster and incorporate the shift indicator on that. There's a couple of other finer things that we might do. I think I'm going to lean more on maybe leaving the E30 cluster on here, and then we'll add into the cluster itself almost an Alpina type finish. So we'll do maybe engine temperature, oil temperature, or engine temperature and oil pressure, something of that sort. And I'll show you guys a couple of, maybe in the next couple of videos, I'll actually do one or two. So I've done one of those in the white E30. I haven't done a video on that, guys, yet, and I'm not sure if we are still going to do a video. But it's a E30 cluster, and we had a carbon fiber finish at the back. With on that specific vehicle, I put a volt gauge in it, right? So it's just a nice digital red finish to it. So it also goes well with the lighting of that cluster. I think we might go with something like that on this guy here. And just give it a nice finish off. So you'll have a nice OEM dash, center console, the handbrake console, with the boots and everything in place, with its cluster, with the OBC. We'll finish off properly on the cubbyhole with the kick panels, get everything operational, get everything functional, right? So it'll have a nice soft look and feel to it, but a track driving feel. So I think let me take you through the engine bay quickly. I'll show you what we've done so far. There's a lot of work that's got to be done on it, but it's actually not a lot of work as well. So we're actually excited to get the car back. We want to get her over to SSR, get the exhaust done. Once that is done, she'll come back to us. We'll get it water piped, fuel piped. We'll get the prop shaft sorted out, then we'll be able to start the car up. And we are going to do another wiring video on it as well. We are going to run the standard ECU. We're going to do an EWS delete. I don't know which other sensors we're going to delete. So I'll either speak to the guys at Booty at Padla Motorsport or Uncle Sean and them at TuneTech, and we'll find out what sensors we are going to delete on the vehicle. But we'd like to run on the stock ECU. So more of that will come later, but let's go through the engine bay now, and let me try and show you what we're going to do. Okay, so again, the car is stripped out completely, right? So there's a lot of work still to go onto the engine bay, onto the interior, sorry. So like I was telling you, is that we're going to get the dashboard in. Steering, I'm not sure what steering we're going to run. I would have thought to maybe try and run the E46 steering. I'm not too sure if that's possible. Run the E46 steering and try and incorporate the SMG setup in it, run the consoles, and then obviously complete the back, right? Pedals, we're still going to figure out what to do there, but obviously it's not going to have a clutch pedal there. We're going to have a DSG in there. So then engine, like I told you guys, the engine is in. So she's sitting nice and flush. The front sump, we actually had a custom sump put on here. I think I advertised it still back on our old page, but it was a nice steel sump made up with a custom oil pickup. So what we're going to do here is obviously get the airbox back on. Then we're going to figure out how to run the harness properly. I'm not too sure what we're going to do here. If we're going to run the sound protectors in, or if we're going to give it a bare finish. I think the bare finish will actually look better than the sound protectors, but we'll leave the one that's on here now currently and tuck that in nicely. Then obviously the water bottle, get the water bottle up there. The washer bottle will come up here, the headlights, and tuck the wiring in decently around there. So like I told you, the look that we're going for here is more the race car finish. So it's not going to be a race car, but this is what the customer would like. And I think this is a good finish for the vehicle. So it'll be something that they can drive around, throw around, do whatever he wants to do, and play with it. So guys, I'll keep you guys updated with regards to the build. We're just gonna get the tire ends, rack ends in, and get the car off to exhaust, and the build can start from there. Guys, again, like, subscribe, share, do what you guys are doing. I'll try and keep you updated as far as possible, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. Cheers, guys.